Hello there, Lunar Squadron, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a very fun video as we recently got confirmation from Insomniac themselves of some pretty exciting open world gameplay details for Marvel Spider-Man 2, and in today's video we're going to break it all down for you and talk about what it might mean for the game as a whole. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, we would love to have you as always, and the way to do that, just go down below this video, hit that little subscribe button, the bell notification right on next to it. It will notify you every single time that Andreas and I upload. Also, guys, tonight, on the day that this video is coming out, we will be doing our Q&A in our Discord server. The link to join that Discord will be down below in the description, as well as pinned in our comments. We hope to see as many of you there as possible because it is going to be a great time. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to get to know you better. You're going to get to know us better. We're going to have a great time answering all of these different questions. It's just going to be a fun time. Definitely consider joining our Discord. Now, with that out of the way, Andreas, you ready to talk about some of these new gameplay features?
I'm so ready to talk about this, Nick, and also, if anyone doesn't show up to our Discord tonight, I'm going to be personally very offended, and I'm going to, like, cry myself to sleep, so just putting that out there.
All right, let's get into it. Alright guys, so for those of you wondering what exactly I am talking about, we actually got a brand new interview earlier this week out of a German publication called Golem.de. Now, couple disclaimers before we get into this, Andreas. First, the original transcription for this interview was completely in German. We went ahead and translated it, so some things may have been lost in translation. Like, I'm willing to bet that what Jeanette Lee says in this interview, or at least the translation, is not word for word exactly what she said, but I'm willing to bet that it does capture the overall essence and point that she makes throughout this interview. I just think it is important to make sure people understand that point. Now, this interview is, of course, with Jeanette Lee and Golem.de, and for those of you who do not know, Jeanette Lee is a project director over at Insomniac Games on Marvel Spider-Man 2, and this interview does a great job just breaking down various components of Marvel Spider-Man 2 that we already know about, you know, new abilities, the symbiote suit, stuff like that. But at the very end of this interview, Andres, we did get an exciting revelation of a new gameplay feature.
Yes, we did. It's this particular segment of the interview where Golem.de asks Lee, what are your thoughts on the future of open world superhero games? And Lee responds, it's not necessarily about expanding a metropolis even further. It's about making the moments better, creating more exciting situations. We want players to enjoy every moment, but also complete the story. The Coney Island amusement park in Spider-Man 2 is a good example of this. You can ride rides and get to know the place, especially if you've never been there before. By the way, we built this environment during the corona pandemic, and it was almost kind of a vacation for all of us. Nick, this is incredibly exciting on so many different levels. I think a lot of people might have been discussing the real surface level features here, just that namely, you can ride the rides on Coney Island, which is cool in and of itself. But I think the real meat and potatoes of this discussion is a bit deeper with the meaning behind why you can ride the rides in this game.
Yeah, it certainly is. And for those of you who are wondering, guys, why are you making a video about this? Like, you can just ride the rides at Coney Islands? Because it's exciting that it reveals how much detail Insomniac Games truly is putting into the world that they are crafting in Marvel Spider-Man 2, that they got it to the point where you can go to Coney Island and actually ride the rides. Like, you can make that decision, and it makes me wonder what else is going on in New York City in this game that you will be able to do. Because what we've seen from the gameplay, what we've heard in the interviews up to this point, is that Insomniac really wants to create a lived-in New York City. That's how they wanted to take this game to the next level, or one of the ways they wanted to take this game to the next level, is they wanted to up their game in New York City. They wanted to make it feel more alive, and small little details like this will add up and really add to the experience that players will have in Marvel Spider-Man 2. It makes me wonder, you know, what else will you be able to do? Will there be the pizza delivery missions? Like, sky's the limit when you think about the little details like this that can really just add up and make the overall experience just so much more exciting. And, you know, when they talked about being able to get personal in the lives of Peter Miles, that's been another big talking point around this game, is really getting to know the personal side of these characters. I was thinking more of the side quests like we saw in the State of Play trailer. We know that the Brooklyn Visions Academy, for example, will have a side quest line in this game for Miles, where I'm assuming we will learn more about, his academic and personal lives and how he balances being Spider-Man with being a student at such a prestigious academy and how he goes about doing that. That's where I thought we were going to get most of our information about the personal lives of these characters, but these open world gameplay details will be another great place for us to learn more about these characters, to get more emotionally attached to these characters, and it will make the story beats in this game hit that much harder. And I know a lot of you are probably being like, dude, it's just the Coney Island, it's just the amusement park rides, like it's not that deep. But you got to look a little bit beyond that and look at the opportunities and the possibilities that attention to detail like this really opens up in a game like this.
That's exactly right, Nick. And as all of you know, we are at a point now where we are all waiting to get our hands on the full game. And so this is where expectations start to form around a game. And what we've come to expect out of Insomniac is that they are able to put together an immersive open world. And not only have we come to expect that based on our interactions with their previous games, we're coming to expect that now based on what they are promising us. And Nick, what they've shown us in namely the State of Play trailer, because I love that you've highlighted these Visions Academy missions, because we've already seen 2 such missions where one of them was, I believe it was called Homecoming, where you help a friend with their homecoming proposal as Miles. The other one I think was called Senior Prank, where I'm presuming you get to help participate in the senior prank at Visions Academy. And these are signs from the trailers that we've seen so far that really do indicate that you will be able to take part in more of the daily lives of Miles and Pete, not just 2 Spider-Men, but 2 individuals. And that is really the theme that's woven throughout this statement here, that you will be able to ride the rides in Coney Island, that you will be able to make meaningful connections with the world around you. And it does lead me down this path of coming to expect a world that I will be forming relationships with, that I will be getting attached to, that I will almost feel like I myself live in. And that's exactly what I want out of an open world game. And Nick, I'm really curious how close Insomniac is going to get to realizing all of our sky-high expectations at this point. We've heard a lot of people who have gone in and tested the game, albeit for a very brief period of 1 to 2 hours, and they've said that Insomniac has really surpassed their expectations. But an open world of this size is really going to take a matter of more than a couple hours to really extend your feelers into and feel out whether or not this is going to be that expansive, immersive, deep, detailed world that we are all expecting. And Nick, I really hope Insomniac hits it out of the park.
Yeah, me too. And the last thing I want to say on this, the one thing that I want you guys to take away from this is I really want you guys to take stock of what we have going on here. Think about how incredible we know this story is going to be. Like, come on, it's Insomniac, it's a Spider-Man game. Like, the story is going to be good. We know that. But think about when you add that to the little details like this, where you can ride the rides at Coney Island, and when you put 2 and 2 together and realize the overall scope that Insomniac is chasing and hopefully accomplishes, I think then you guys will start to understand why we are so excited by the confirmation of details like this, because on its surface level, it might not be that impressive or that exciting, but it's something that you have to take into consideration as a whole, not a part, but a whole, as to what Insomniac is chasing here. And it's just so incredibly exciting. We're so close to the release of Marvel Spider-Man 2. I cannot wait to see what else we can do besides ride the rides. I can't wait to ride the rides themselves and see what that's like, because I have also never personally been to Coney Island, so it will be like being able to visit for the first time and ride the rides as one of my all-time favorite characters, so I can't wait for that. Guys, let us know down below in the comments what you are most excited for in Marvel Spider-Man 2. What do you think of being able to ride the rides on Coney Island, and what other activities in the similar vein do you guys think we'll be able to do in New York City? Are we thinking like pizza delivery missions? Will we be able to actually go physically into the subway and ride it? I know it was part of the fast travel mechanic in Marvel Spider-Man, but will they expand that? Let us know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. We love hearing your comments. And while you're down there, click that link to our Discord server and make sure you guys join before our Q&A. That will be at 7 p.m. Pacific. later this evening. We cannot wait to see as many of you there as possible. It really is going to be a good time. But that is going to do it for us for this one. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And as always, we will see you all next time.